the impulsive grandson of the Flash that Superboy probably was afraid of. Who's Bart Allen? We're about to find out in this video. To start off, Bart Allen first appeared in The Flash Volume 2, Issue 92. So Bart Allen, aka Impulse, was born in the 30th century. His father was Don Allen, the son of Barry Allen, aka The Flash, and his mother was Meloni Thawne, who, as you guys and girls can guess, is a descendant of Eobard Thawne, aka the Reverse Flash, or you can call him Professor Zoom. I prefer Reverse Flash to avoid any confusion, as there's Hunter Zolomon, who also went by Zoom. Bart Allen inherited Barry's speed, but there was one problem, as he was born with accelerated aging too. Right after he was born, Bart was taken by a race of aliens called the Dominators. President Thawne had them take the lives of Dawn and Don Allen, who together were the Tornado Twins. He also arranged the Dominators to give Bart to EarthGov, where they isolated him from the outside world, and was even thinking about cloning him. As far as raising Bart, he was put into a virtual reality to keep up with his rapid aging and wouldn't fall behind mentally. There was a major drawback to that, as Bart never learned about the risks and dangers of real life, making him reckless, as you're about to see in a minute. Bart's grandmother, Iris West, was concerned about his rapid aging, as he ended up physically 12 years old when he's supposed to be 2 years old. Iris tried to find out if EarthGov was ever going to give Bart a cure for his rapid aging, not knowing that EarthGov was never planning on doing that, and they were waiting for Bart to be mature enough for President Thawne to groom him to be more of a Thawne than an Allen, due to his deep hatred of the Allen family. In the effort to save him, Iris freed Bart and tried to go back to Wally West's time as a Flash, but she lost Bart along the way in the time stream. She needed Wally's help to find and cure Bart before his rapid aging ends his life. Wally used every connection he had by contacting other heroes and paying attention to the media to see if there were any signs of strong wind currents. As soon as Wally got a lead, he went to Bart's location. Bart started attacking Wally after he found him, resulting in Wally stabbing him out of it and chasing him across the globe before time runs out. Wally needed Bart to temper his powers, since he never learned how to due to being confined in his childhood, never really letting his powers loose and learning how to control it afterwards. In a last-ditch effort, Wally finally helped Bart get his powers under control by giving him a slight push, which slowed down his aging to a normal rate. At the same time, a villain named Cobra was the major threat Wally had to stop. Even though he was too impulsive, Bart aided Wally and the rest of the Flash family in stopping Cobra from taking over Keystone City. Soon enough, Bart became too much to handle for Wally, and he couldn't guide him properly, so he arranged Bart to be mentored and trained by Max Mercury. Bart moved to Manchester, Alabama with Max Mercury, and they lived together. Wally also used his connections to set Bart up with a birth certificate and papers. Bart attended high school as a 9th grade student to help him at least have a normal life for a kid his age and develop his social skills with other kids his age. At first, he was really awkward from the perspective of others. For instance, he was trying to figure out how to use a pencil, but eventually he made friends such as a boy named Preston, who was being abused. At first, Bart thought it was Preston's dad that was abusing him, but it was actually his mother that was abusing Preston. Fortunately, both Bart and Preston's dad stopped it after they witnessed it. A girl named Carol was another one of Bart's friends, and another spacer named Jenny Ognitz soon came into the picture, as she was stranded in the present day. Jenny's superhero name was XS, who came from the 30th century. Like Bart, she's a descendant of Barry Allen, making her Bart's cousin, and also part of the Legion of Superheroes. Both of them had a few adventures together until it was time for Jenny to get back to the 30th century. Bart eventually met Superboy during his brief time with the New Titans, and Tim Drake, aka the Third Robin, during a ski trip. Tim, being the detective he is, found out Bart was Impulse due to how much hair he had and the size of his feet. Everything was good. Bart kept up with his training with Max Mercury, learning to utilize his powers more until his mother, Meloni Thawne, came back to the present time to bring Bart back to the 30th century. This was short-lived though, as President Thawne was hunting down Bart and willing to end his life due to him picking the Allen side of the family. In order to protect Bart, Meloni had to send him back to the present. After Bart came back, he noticed Max Mercury was gone and the house they were living in was empty. During Bart's search, Carol found out Bart was Impulse, as she saw him run away in his Impulse suit. When Bart came back to talk to Carol about what she saw, Carol was understanding and kept Bart secret. Max returned, revealing that he sold the house and moved in with his daughter named Helen so they could establish a life together. This resulted in Bart moving in with them too. A little world crisis occurred when all the adults were separated from all the kids. It was up to Bart, Connor, and Tim to figure out what was going on, leading them to a kid named Bedlam that was the cause of it all. He tried to call himself God until both Bart and Tim kept talking trash to make him lose focus. After Bedlam was stopped, the adults reunited with the kids and they celebrated. This motivated Bart, Connor, and Tim to create Young Justice. The Justice League gave the trio their old base in Happy Harbor, where they slept over, and they involuntarily reactivated Red Tornado, who was shut down for some time. Red Tornado revealed to them the reason he was shut down due to him losing his humanity, but somehow the boys revived his humanity by annoying the hell out of him and having the urge to smack the hell out of Bart. Right after that, the boys and Red Tornado went to a crater where they found and dug up the Super Cycle. The team completed their fair share of missions. One of the missions they completed impressed the Justice League, as he took down one of the Justice League's biggest enemies, such as Despero. Red Tornado promised the Justice League that he'll take full responsibility for the team, but of course, like any other parent with a child, they were being checked on how they were doing. Max Mercury visited to check on Bart's progress through Red Tornado. The time came when Bart had his own version of the Reverse Flash. This one was Thaddeus Thawne, aka Inertia. And let's be honest, there's no Flash without a Reverse Flash. He revealed that he's a clone of Bart groomed by President Thawne to fully embrace the Thawne side of the family. The only purpose Inertia has is to destroy Bart. Both of them fought while they ran around the globe, but Inertia was too full of himself as he was doing the stereotypical villain monologue. This gave Bart the advantage to defeat him. Inertia unfortunately got away as he used Iris as a hostage for Bart to rescue. After one of Bart's time traveling adventures, he developed a new ability where he could create Speed Force clones or duplicates of himself. Think of it like Naruto with his Shadow Clone Jutsu, where he takes in the experiences of his Shadow Clones. The same thing can be said for Bart as far as his new ability. However, this ability backfired on him when the Young Justice team was stranded on Apokolips. One of Bart's duplicates got eradicated, leaving Bart to mentally feel everything that duplicate felt. This traumatized Bart, and if he still didn't learn about the dangers of life, he definitely found out at that point. Bart fell into a coma for a short time, and when he woke up, he wasn't the same, and he even quit being Impulse for a while. But he will return as Impulse and join Young Justice again. Bart will go through a major change as Max Mercury all of a sudden vanished into the Speed Force. This left Bart depressed, giving Wally the chance to talk to him as he thinks Bart still needs a speedster to guide him. He had to move out of Helen's house and move to Denver to live with Jay Garrick, the original Flash, and his wife Joanne Garrick. In a Young Justice and Titans crossover named Graduation Day, a rampage of Superman robot caused the death of Ullman and Donna Troy, which led to Superboy, Robin, and Cassie Sandsmark, aka Wonder Girl, to talk after Donna Troy's funeral. They decided to end Young Justice due to them thinking their inexperience can get a lot of people hurt. Cyborg witnessed this from afar and believed with guidance, the younger heroes can do so much more. Cyborg, Beast Boy, and Starfire invited the remaining members of the disbanded Young Justice team, including Bart, to join and form the new Teen Titans. Jay Garrick was talking to Wally about Bart being with the team on the weekends, but Wally was hesitant, thinking that Bart isn't a fast learner and still treats life like a video game. Bart came downstairs, proved Wally wrong by admitting that he remembers everything he reads. Jay thinks Bart has potential as long as he puts his mind to it. After Bart was sent out of the room, Wally admitted to Jay that he doesn't know how much he believes in Bart. Bart overheard it, which made him take up the offer to join the new Teen Titans. When he arrived at the Titans Tower, Bart gave Cassie a hug, but she pushed him off as she's still going through the motions after Donna Troy's death. Robin was still going through it as well and took it out on Bart for a brief moment, but eventually got better. Trouble appeared, Destro came back and shot Bart in the knee. Cyborg brought Bart to the hospital to get medical attention. Right before his surgery, Bart told Cyborg not to tell Wally about what just happened. While Bart is in surgery, it's revealed that it wasn't Deathstroke that shot him in the knee, but it was Jericho and Deathstroke's body. During his recovery, Bart read through every book in the San Francisco library. He was so fast that people in the library ran out thinking there was a ghost as the books were floating around. Robin, Superboy, and Wonder Girl went in as Bart was reading, but he was ignoring them. Jericho attacked them right after, and Robin, not knowing that Jericho was in Deathstroke's body, fought him but lost. Robin was held at gunpoint expecting to die, but was saved by Bart when he caught the bullet right after the trigger was pulled. Bart came back into the scene as a new Kid Flash, ditching his Impulse persona. Robin was wondering what happened to Bart, and he responded that he spent a year and a half reading every book at the San Francisco library practicing how to think. This was a big feat for Bart, as the year and a half he spent was actually 20 minutes to everyone else. That was plenty of time for Bart to recover and get used to his artificial kneecap too. And let's also respect the fact that my boy went through a full self-improvement journey in 20 minutes. That's crazy as hell. Sometime later, Wonder Woman came to Titans Tower expecting Wonder Girl to leave the Titans and come home. Starfire intruded and asked if Wonder Girl wanted to leave the Titans. Wonder Girl said no, which led to a fight between Starfire and Wonder Woman. The rest of the Justice League arrived. Bart ran away with Wally soon to catch up to him. Wally wondered what's with the sudden change with Bart as far as becoming a new Kid Flash. Bart responded that no matter what he does is never good enough for Wally, including being able enough to handle the Flash legacy. The Justice League and the new Teen Titans fought each other until Nightwing broke it up and basically told the Justice League to respect the Titans' privacy. The Titans soon went to the 31st century and worked with the Legion of Superheroes to stop the Fatal 500 after a villain named Persuader uses atomic axis cut into different dimensions to recruit more villains that make up the Fatal 500. Bart reunited with Jenny as Brainiac 5 needed them to stop the threat. While running with Jenny, Bart wanted to see his mom for a brief moment. Jenny took over for Bart while he went to see Meloni and tell her that he misses her. Meloni knows that Bart was now Kid Flash and said that his father would love to see it. Bart came back and helped stop the Fatal 500. Afterwards, the Titans were on their way back to their time, but Persuader disrupted their course in the time stream, forcing them to end up in a potential future where Khan is Superman, Tim is Batman, Cassie is Wonder Woman, and Bart is the Flash. There was only one problem though: they're evil as hell. Luckily, the future version of Bart was working undercover for the future version of the Titans East team, led by future Cyborg. Plus, future Bart was in a relationship with the future version of Rose Wilson, aka Ravager. And I know I'm saying future a lot, but it's another way to help avoid confusion for you guys and girls. We're gonna call the evil future version of the Titans the Dark Titans 2. As soon as the Titans found out the Dark Titans were evil, they went to the Flash Museum in Keystone City to use the Cosmic Treadmill and head back to the present. However, the Cosmic Treadmill wasn't there. Instead, the Titans met the Titans East team. After the two teams talked, Future Bart came into the scene letting them know that the Dark Titans found out Future Bart was working on the Titans East team, and they were on their way. Both Titans East and Titans fought the Dark Titans all the way to the Batcave where the Cosmic Treadmill was being held. Both Bart and Future Bart charged up the Cosmic Treadmill for the Titans to go back to the present time, and it worked. Infinite Crisis occurred, Superboy Prime was fighting Superboy, then the Titans, Jay, and even the Doom Patrol came in to help Superboy. Superboy Prime saving the lives of many heroes, leading to the three Flashes, including Wally, Jay, and Bart, to try to take him and trap him into the Speed Force. Jay Garrick couldn't keep up as his tendons was tearing apart. Then Wally all of a sudden disappeared with his wife Linda Park and their kids, leaving Bart alone to trap Superboy Prime. Bart started to doubt himself and said he couldn't do it alone. Superboy Prime started talking trash to him, and Bart reacted by punching him while telling him to shut up. In this surprise turn of events, Barry Allen along with Max Mercury and Johnny Quick appeared out of the Speed Force to help Bart trap Superboy Prime. Bart disappeared as well, spending the next 4 years somewhere else until he came back with Barry's Flash suit and Wally's ring. He absorbed all the Speed Force into himself and went to Tokyo to warn the heroes about Superboy Prime breaking out of the Speed Force. Superboy Prime arrived and was about to take Wonder Girl's life until Bart ran in and punched Superboy Prime many times as he was angry Superboy was dead because of him. Superboy Prime was afraid of Bart and flew away. Bart wasn't even seen until the aftermath of the Infinite Crisis, where he told Jay Garrick that there's no more Speed Force. Time passed and Bart was living a normal life. He had a roommate named Griff and they both worked at Keystone Motors factory. Jay was the only Flash in Keystone City and Bart was fine with that. However, a bomb was set off at the factory and Griff was in danger. Bart suddenly started lighting up as the Speed Force was still within him. Jay arrived and saw Bart flaring up with Speed Force energy. Bart told Jay to save Griff, and right before he left to give Griff medical attention, Jay said to Bart that they needed to have a talk. At the Garrick house, Bart admitted that he lied and he was still connected to the Speed Force. Even though Jay wanted to help Bart with his powers, Bart wanted Star Labs to get rid of it as he felt like it was tearing him apart. Bart called a woman working at Star Labs named Valerie Perez to help him until the bomb went off at Star Labs. Bart herded her over the phone and suited up as a Flash to save Valerie. Right after that, Bart went to check on Griff as he started to develop powers such as super strength. This also motivated him to fight crime too. Bart went to Star Labs so Valerie can run tests on him and help him figure out what's going on with his powers. Bart also asked why Valerie is so interested in helping him, and she admitted that Bart saved her on more than one occasion. She was actually saved by Bart when he was Kid Flash, and she fell in love with him since then. She shot her shot with Bart as she made the first move and kissed him. Back at Bart's apartment, Griff made a costume for himself and called himself Griffin. That's original. But over time, he was not at all responsible to be a superhero as he was reckless by getting people hurt or worse, plus he indulged in women and status when people noticed him. Bart didn't approve of it, and he had an argument with Griff until he noticed his hand looked like it aged decades. Soon enough, Bart confronted Griff, wanted him to stop what he was doing, and noticed his powers were making him age rapidly. Griff got angry at Bart, wanted to fight him, and threw him out the window. Bart changed into his Flash suit but quickly lost control of his powers. Cyborg made a quick cameo and came in to save him, and they had to talk about what's going on with Bart. Cyborg thinks the reason Bart doesn't have control of his powers is due to his fear of the Speed Force within him. Bart took what Cyborg said as advice, and it helped him get more control of his powers over time. Griffin got worse, or you know what, I'm gonna say Griff because Griffin just sounds so corny to me. Griffin got worse to the point he kidnapped Jay and almost ended his life until Bart saved him and fought Griff. He was causing so much damage with his powers, making him age more until the point he died after Bart stopped him. It was at this point Bart fully embraced himself as the Flash. He nursed soon came back and had Valerie as a hostage, keeping her out of sight for some time and using it to manipulate Bart until he showed his face again in Las Vegas. Valerie had a bomb strapped around her. Bart saved her, but that wasn't Inertia's only plan as he teamed up with the Rogues to destroy him and built a machine to steal Bart's powers so he could have it all for himself. Iris came back too to stop Bart from going after Inertia and the Rogues by using Tranquilizer to immobilize them with the help of Zoom. In the 31st century, Iris found out that Bart dies in a battle with Inertia and the Rogues and wanted to protect them from that coming true. But Bart talked to her and basically told her that whether he dies or not, it's his responsibility as the Flash to stop them. During his battle with the Rogues, Bart lost his speed thanks to Inertia's machine. Iris tried to stop him and offered to help him out, but Bart couldn't risk her losing her life and knocked Iris out. Bart took a beating and distracted the Rogues, giving Valerie enough time to find a way to deactivate Inertia's machine, as it was at risk of causing a big enough explosion that was equal to 10 atomic bombs, due to the Speed Force energy being too much to handle. The Rogues had Bart, and Kadabra noticed Bart was still a kid in an adult body. Bart didn't give up though, as he still kept fighting them while still seeing the Black Flash, which is a really big ass red flag. Whenever the Black Flash is there, it means the species is gonna die soon. A nurse would try to run to his machine so he can get the Speed Force, but Bart caught up to him. The rogues shot at Bart and they all beat him to near death. Bart sacrificed his life to give Valerie enough time to deactivate the machine and release all the unstable Speed Force energy gathered, saving millions of people in the process. But of course, this is comics and nobody stays dead. Well, except for Uncle Ben and Gwen Stacy. So during Final Crisis Legion of Three Worlds, Brainiac 5, Jenny, and multiple versions of Lightning Lad and Lightning Lass brought Bart back to life from the Speed Force. Bart came back as a teenager, and Brainiac 5 gave Bart a Kid Flash ring to help him fight Superboy Prime. Bart came back and scared the hell out of Superboy Prime to the point he was stuttering. I actually mentioned this too in my Sodom Yacht video, as he was helping the Legion of Superman, Bart, and Superboy, who came back to life too, to stop Superboy Prime. If you want to check that out, the link to the video is on the top right hand corner of the screen. After the fight ended and they went back home, Superman reintroduced Bart and Connor to the Titans and the Teen Titans. Everyone was shocked and glad to see them both back to life. A couple things did change though when Bart was dead, as Wally wasn't the Flash anymore, or I should say at that time, and Barry Allen was back as the Flash. Bart didn't like that, as he liked working with Wally as the Flash, and Bart was also a little skeptic about Barry being all his speedster to return, and he was right. The Reverse Flash soon came back and infected Barry with the energy from the negative Speed Force, turning him into the Black Flash, as he planned to infect all the speedsters with negative Speed Force energy through Barry. What Reverse Flash didn't expect is Barry burning the energy and coming into the Speed Force in order to protect the other speedsters. Wally was determined to get Barry back for the Speed Force, and Bart asked Wally if he can get Max out of the Speed Force too. Wally responded by saying he would bring Max and even Johnny Quick back for the Speed Force. Bart and Jay overheard Linda panicking that the Reverse Flash appeared. Bart and Jay ran over there. Jay elbowed Reverse Flash and ran until Jay was knocked out, leaving Bart left to fight him. Reverse Flash wanted to end Bart's life, as he thinks Bart's blood is polluted with the blood from the Allen family, even though he's a Thawne too. Bart was almost cooked until Barry, Wally, and Max Mercury came out of the Speed Force to help defeat Reverse Flash. The Flash family gathered to stop Reverse Flash. Even Wally's daughter, Ivory West, ran as a new impulse, which left Bart and Wally confused at first. The Blackest Night event came, and Bart was turned into a Black Lantern since he died before. Barry was a Blue Lantern and tried to save Bart with his power, but Bart needed the Speed Force to help free him from the Black Lantern influence. Bart was freed after him and Barry had a touching moment, as Barry told him that he has a lot of life left to live and a long road to run on. Bart soon enough joined the new Teen Titans again too, but that wouldn't matter as Flashpoint happened anyway. Damn you, Barry. I get it, but this man didn't think about how many lives, including his friends and family, he affected. Bart was nowhere to be found in the New 52, and if any of you mentioned that Kid Flash in the New 52 run of the Teen Titans, not really. That character went by a different name. I think it was Bartor as far as I remember. He had a totally different origin story and never mentioned again. To be honest, no one even cared about him and thought he was trash. Everyone wanted the original Bart back, and we did, as it was revealed he was fighting Mirror Master until he was sent to another dimension where he almost faded away. He ran into an alternate future with Tim, Cassie, and even he was pronounced dead. And there was Arrowette too, but let's be honest, no one cares about Arrowette. He passed out from stress and woke up at Arkham Asylum, where an old Harley Quinn was about to do a procedure on him. Bart escaped and ran into the Speed Force trying to get back home. He couldn't get back home right away due to him being in the Speed Force when Flashpoint happened. He was stuck in the Speed Force until he was released at the end of DC Rebirth's Flash War story. Bart reunited with Tim and Cassie in Metropolis while it was being invaded by people from Gemworld. Bart announced that Young Justice was back and they were sent to Gemworld. When he woke up, he found Connor, and boy was he happy to see him. And I ain't gonna lie, seeing Connor, Bart, and Tim reunite is like a breath of fresh air. Feels like a lifetime ago since this trio was together again. You definitely were seeing stuff like this in New 52, especially in the Teen Titans run. They all came across the leader of Gemworld, who called himself Lord Opal. After they whooped his ass, they were banished by a council of jackasses called the Council of Gems, and he traveled through the multiverse. The team went to the world of DC's Kingdom Come. Dr. Fate from the Kingdom Come world had the resources to help them get home. But there was one problem. He calculated the coordinates wrong and sent Young Justice to the wrong Earth. I'm shaking my head right now. When Green Lantern asks why he can't go get them and send them back to their Earth, Dr. Fate responded that it takes 52 hours for him to do a spell like that again. The Young Justice team was sent to Earth 3, where the crime syndicate is from. Of course, Young Justice made light work of the evil versions of themselves, and after a couple of ventures, he finally reunited with Barry Allen. They had a full talk with each other in super speed. During the Finish Line story, Eobard Thawne took over Barry's body and went to meet Bart while he was hanging out with the Young Justice team. Bart noticed right away it wasn't Barry Allen, as he damn near ended the Trickster's life and he was rude to him. Thawne even mentioned when Bart became the Flash and died, which was a major low blow to Bart, confirming the person insulting him definitely wasn't Barry Allen. Bart came back and kicked Thawne in the face. This was also the first time Bart met Wallace, aka the current Kid Flash, and Avery, aka the Flash of China. Both parties were wondering who the hell the other speedster was. Iris came out and immediately recognized Bart. They had a quick reunion until Thawne came back and Jay Garrick came out of the blue to protect them. Thawne had the Tornado Twins, including Bart's dad, Don Allen, under his control to attack them. Bart brought the Tornado Twins back to their senses and they returned back to the proper time. Right before Don left, he said that he was proud of Bart. final battle started as Barry finally got his body back from Thawne, and the Flash family needed a way to send the villains back to their time, as they were going against the Legion of the Zoom. Bart had an idea, even though there's a slight chance he could be sent back to his time too. All the Kid Flashes sent the villains back to their time, and Bart wasn't sent back to the 31st century after the plan worked, thank God. When the Batman Who Laughs changed the Earth in death metal, Bart suggested the Flash family seek refuge within the Speed Force, and when you think about it, it kind of makes sense since the Speed Force wasn't affected when he was trapped in there during the Flashpoint, or whenever something big happens in general to the timeline. Hell, the Speed Force is going to remain the same regardless, screw it, might as well take full advantage of it. 1 minute war soon happened. Bart stopped the bus with Wallace until the alien race called the Fraction froze all time except for speedsters relying on the Speed Force. Both of them were attacked until Jay Garrick rescued them. The Flash family reunited and Bart gave Max Mercury a hug right before they figured out how to stop the Fraction. Bart went on ahead with Wallace and went to the Fraction ship where they took the Fraction ship battery. It turns out somebody was in what they thought was a battery and they escaped using one of the Fraction miniships. After the Fraction was defeated, Bart met up with Max Mercury and ran to the sunset with them. Moving on to his powers and abilities, and keep in mind, we're going to go over his skill set first before we go over his abilities as a speedster. So to start off, he has a photographic memory, he knows criminology from attending forensic classes at the LAPD, and experience as a forensic scientist. He's multilingual as he can speak English and intellect from his time. He has engineering skills as he built a virtual chamber by himself. He knows hand-to-hand combat, including judo, weaponry, firearms, and learning pressure points thanks to training with Tim Drake, the LAPD, and reading every book in the San Francisco library. So moving on to his abilities as a speedster and a conduit of the Speed Force, he has super speed, of course. He has enhanced stamina, reflexes, durability, and agility. He's capable of fast recovery, slow aging, and immunity to toxins due to his metabolism. He has enhanced thought processing power and information gathering. He can create speed duplicates of himself. He can sense when another speedster, a part of the Speed Force, is in trouble. If Bart vibrates his atoms fast enough, he can basically be invisible and phase through solid objects if he wants to, and he can create vortexes. As far as his weaknesses, he has a tendency to be reckless and go into danger without proper strategy. Over the years, he got a little bit better, especially as he got older, and after he became the Flash, he became a bit more wise in his age. Moving on to nerd facts, in his early days, Bart actually came up with the name Impulse for himself, but it was soon retconned. In the Impulse issue 50, Bart helped Batman stop the Joker once. Afterwards, Batman revealed that he was the one that gave Bart the codename Impulse as a warning and not a compliment. Moving on to my personal thoughts, I actually enjoy reading Bart, and he's my favorite Kid Flash. Whenever I read a story involving him, it's like comedic relief as he's always making jokes and being joyful even in very dangerous situations. He doesn't care how big of a threat he's facing no matter which team or group he's in. He's still going to be one of the brightest characters and shine a light of hope through serious moments. We need more characters like that, and I'm glad DC brought him back in DC Rebirth. I don't have too many complaints about Bart. He did appear in the CW Flash show, but I didn't take the time to watch the show as the quality of it was long gone before that version of Bart appeared. I would like to see him in a new Teen Titans book in the future with good writing, of course. And Bart made his own place in the Flash family. I truly believe the Flash family can't be that lighthearted and hopeful without Bart. Some will say Wally makes up for that, but I don't think he does to the extent Bart does. If you agree with what I just said, or you have any different takes in general, just leave it down in the comment section below. Other than that, if you like the content, thought it was educational and entertaining, be sure to leave a like. Especially if you're new, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. If you want to support the channel even more, my links will be down in the description box below. And I'll see you guys and girls later. Peace.